kind of quality control with Ghostbusters, and most definitely with Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs. Steve, each script, there was a stamp, the writer Peter Hastings told me there was a stamp that went on there approved by Steven. Yeah. And only then would the script pass muster and come to us.
When Steven Spielberg would approve these, your shows were a little bit different from average cartoons. What was the most bizarre one you're like, just start laughing yourself? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Well, there of course were several, but it's important to sort of play into what you were mentioning, as did Mo. The edict from the beginning, from Mr. Spielberg and Tom Ruger, who created those shows, and Gene McCurdy, the president of Warner Brothers Animation at the time, was to not condescend to the audience, was to assume that one day the kids would get it. The kids might be watching it with their parents, and when Yakko, Wacko, and Dot drop a big anvil on Barney, the kids are going to be kicked out of it. But when we say fingerprints, the parents will get it and go, oh my God, how did they do it? So now we see how incredibly spot on they were, because the proof is in the pudding. When Mo and I go to do an event, or all of us, Tress, Jess, Mo, and I get to go to an event, the mean age of the audience is probably 35 to 40. And that was by design, and they got it right. So we did 100 episodes of Animaniacs / Pinky and the Brain, and Pinky and the Brain got its own spin-off. It's difficult for me to pick one that really made me go, oh my God, how are they doing? Except the fingerprints was one that I thought they're never going to make it through, but it did. And
there are a lot of things I never thought were going to make it through.
Can you conjugate? I've never even kissed a girl.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
But to give you guys to say they're doing a good job. When I was a little kid, I really didn't understand most of the stuff that was coming out. It wasn't until later on I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe oh my God, my mom let me watch this. And then later on I was like, it's all right.
Right. Yeah, and that was the idea. And I can say that on behalf of Mo and I, that our favorite Pinky and the Brain episode, bar none, is the Christmas special.
Which contained a joke
yes.
that even I didn't get, because the reference was not part of the Canadian culture, but I uttered it absolutely guilelessly, and then I had to be explained why it was funny, and that was when Pinky says, oh my God, let's
he's having his Starbucks right now.
Hey, Brian, there's going to be a party at the Donner's house.
Somehow, Pinky, I don't find the idea of being invited to the Donner party very edifying. It's a cannibalism joke. I didn't get it. We hadn't heard of the Donners in Canada. So, but when I found out, I was like,
did that happen a lot?
Has mustard?
Did that happen a lot? Were there some things that you wouldn't get because of Canadian of this? So
I
work
say
in
that
hockey.
because mostly it's I'm adult.
Oh.
I said there's certain things I don't get. I'm just sort of. I mean, there are cultural references that don't land with me. I've been here 40 years now, so I'm getting accustomed to.
Just now.
I'm getting accustomed to your culture, or rather, I'm getting accustomed to your states.
That happened a lot with the reboot of Animaniacs, because the staff of writers were all very smart
children,
highly trained children
yes.
who grew up watching Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, and they got the whole ethos of what was going on. But of course, their jokes were designed to be effective now, the way things have changed. And I remember a couple times doing the line and saying, "I'm so sorry, but
what does this
mean? Leon,
who is Lady Gaga?"
No, the question is, what is a Gaga? What is a Gaga? That's the question.
There was one, maybe you guys remember, there's one where Pinky says something about Leon. It's an online video game. Leon, who's that guy? Leon something! It's a screaming.
Oh, right.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins!
We both went, why is he saying that?
Must be Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins.
That's your demo right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Some of you get that. I have no my son is in the video game.
Yeah.
So he said, oh yeah, well let's talk about meta. But people love that stuff. And so that's, again, it's all